My voice is audible?
Yeah, yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Audible,
Yeah,
sir.
very good. Very good. Yeah, well, last class we discussed about the metrics, bibliometrics regarding the citations, various law we discussed. But today, our classes belongs to the research in library and information science. Uh, what is the status of research in the field of library and information science in various nations? How they are, developing the research and development, and also how they are funding the research and development, and simultaneously how the library associations, how the nations are helping to the uh, research and development in the field of library and information science. And before going to start, so what is the meaning of research as we discussed around 15 chapters till now? General research and development we discussed. The why library and information science is impacted in the field of research and development or not. Because if it is impacted, can you tell me which area was impacted and development where it just happens? ఎవరైనా చెప్పండి ఎల్ఐఎస్ రీసెర్చ్ లో ఎల్ఐఎస్ రీసెర్చ్ అండ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఏ ఏరియాలో డెవలప్ జరిగింది లైబ్రరీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ సైన్స్ లో ఏమైనా మీకు ఏమైనా ఐడియా ఉందో చెప్పండి.
సార్ ఫస్ట్ అంత అంటే అన్ని ఆ, ఆ, ఈ హౌస్ హోల్డ్ వర్క్స్ అన్ని మాన్యువల్ గా అయ్యాయి కదా సార్. ఇప్పుడు ఆటోమేషన్ అనేది అయింది.
ఓకే, గుడ్. ఇంకా
ఇట్లా
వాట్ ఎవర్
కంప్యూటరైజ్డ్
దట్, యా, కంప్యూటరైజ్డ్.
చేయడం వల్ల అంటే మాన్యువల్ గా కొన్ని మనకి ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తాయి, కానీ సిస్టమ్ లో చేయడం వల్ల అన్ని ఎర్రర్స్ రావు కదా సార్. అంటే కొంచెం అక్యురేట్ గా ఉంటుంది ఏదైనా.
Yeah, agree with that. Whatever the data we are entering, the same thing it is duplicating. That means before now going to say that the human mind also it is there. See, what is my intention is that earlier we read about the library system, the traditional system, how it was helping to the users, and simultaneously how what is the services, what is the resources which was available in the field, in the area of library information center. Now the total now the phenomena of information technology, and we are in the area of information world. Various innovations, various research and development was happens in the all field, just like library information science also is affected or impacted. I'll tell you last and before last what we discussed regarding general traditional libraries we discussed. But today we are discussing to know about the digital libraries and virtual libraries and special libraries. This was happens. This was happened research in that area, new areas, acquisition area, collection development area. You take any field in the field of libraries and sub field also, it was impacted, it was improved by the research and development only. రీసెర్చ్ అండ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ వల్ల ఏం ఉపయోగపడుతుందంటే ద న్యూ థింగ్స్, ద న్యూ సర్వీసెస్, ద న్యూ రిసోర్సెస్ విల్ హెల్ప్ టు ది new resources we are inviting, we are inventing, solution to the problem. We are solving the problem. So the ultimate thing is the invention of the new thing, the salvation of the problem will help to the users. The new subject is occurring. The new subject is discovering. So finally, what happened? The users are benefiting. The society are benefiting. The society is benefiting by the research and development. That's what I always said that research for whom? For the society, for the people, isn't it? For the all, not only the single person, so for the sake of society. Sometimes we can say that that research will be help to the credibility of the institution, the credibility of the person, the researcher. The same thing here, in the field of library information science professions, various associations like American Library Association and United Kingdom, like Library Association, Indian Library Association, or we can say that FID, Federation of International Federation of Documentation, and various organizations in the area of 19th century or 20th century. The person, we can say that Melville Dewey, you take example, or you can say the WCP Sayer or S.R. Ranganathan, C.A. Cutter, and the many people, J.D. Brown, many people, they invented the new fields or new things in the area of library information science. By that also, we are going to know that which area was impacted or affected, or we can say that new subject was were appeared in the present day. Before going to start that, what is the intention? Why need for the research and development in the field of library information? So research as a means of development. You take any field without research and research, we can't expect an development in area. In any area you take, without growth, without development, research, it is not possible either in the library science field, either in the management field, either in a geography field or whatever it may be. So the growth and development is mandatory for any field. And another, as a tool, develop the new methods. See, as a research, it is like a tool. Develop the new things, develop the new methods and organization of the knowledge. We can say that by that organization of the knowledge and also to get the access of the information. Many functional scheme of classification, we can say that cataloging codes or classification codes or new techniques or library operations or whatever it may be, which is these are all tools. By the developing of these tools, the new methods are and the new uh, techniques, by the new things which is innovating or inventing by the various philosophers or various library and information science scholars also to sharpen the existing method. Here, what is the intention for that? Whatever the systems existing methods are there to sharpen in the sense to application of the IT, to application of the new technology for the existing research methods, automatically to gateway to achieve the what are the intention to adopting the new technology and what are the intention to applying the new techniques for inventing the new things. By this the research it is possible. And scientific inquiry, you can say that research is nothing but the systematic invention or systematic discoveries, or we can say that problem to the solution. We can say that in a various ways we can explain that the same thing whether it is with the systematic manner it is going or not, we can inquire it, and we can say that it's a advancement of scholarship also. hypothetical assumptions, we can say that opinions, that theoretical or practical concepts, it automatically leads to the continuous development of scholarship of the library professionals or library philosophers, or we can say that various new methods inventors. We can say that the status of library profession, we can say that by the inventing the new methods or by the inventing the research and development, automatically the status of the institution, we can say that the status of institution, the status of library profession will automatically improve. See, because you take example of why research and development institutions having that much of credibility. You take example of the IICT, CCMB, NI, and NGRI, and some these institutions are doing some research in the field of their particular field. So that's why if anything happens, and if anything, the invention, anything, the discovery by the industry institution, automatically the name of the candidate who found the new theory, who found the new discovery, automatically the credit goes to that person simultaneously, where it was the new theory or new research was origins, means automatically we can say that this institution. So that's why this our institution status, institution our personal profession, we can say the status of the profession also automatically it will improve. And while doing the research, automatically the interact with the other subject, interact with the other scholars, the interact with the other area, it automatically improve the network of that particular field, or if we can say that improve the networks of the research scholar. What is the intention for the purpose of research, LIS research? We can say that it support the functioning and development of the libraries, or we can say that social and educational institutions. Here we can add it something also here. They said only functioning and development of libraries in the field of social and academic. That earlier it was this statement. We can add it, social, and we can say that the special libraries, the social and development of educational, or we can say that in the research and development libraries also we can develop by the research and development. It aims the inventing the new methods for or we can say that best method for acquiring the, here we can say that acquiring the information, or we can say that organizing the information. After acquiring, what we have to do is organizing in the library and storing the data. And we can say that later what we have to do accessing, we can say that retrieving, we can say that disseminating the information or data through these particular research. We can say that these all are a systematic cycle, a systematic manner, and a scientific manner, how the information we are getting the same thing. After getting the information, what we are doing, storing, data preserving, data accessing, data dissemination, data retrieving. These all are in the systematic manner by the research and development we are doing or not. And functions of LIS research. By the research, we will produce the new knowledge, and also we are discovering new applications of old knowledge. We can say that just we discussed about the application of the new techniques with the existing knowledge, existing theories, and also we can say that researcher intellectually and professionally development in this field of LIS, it leads to better teaching. We can say that by the research and development, we have to provide the quality of the research information, we have to provide the quality of teaching information, we have to provide the quality of teaching programs to the academicians. Academicians in the sense here teachers, faculty members, we can say that researchers, PG, RG students or whatever it may be. It brings the prestige to the profession, prestige to the institutions. The same thing I said, it can prove some source of incoming also. How you are getting source of income is by the various source. We can say that marketing of information, or some research institutions are funding for your research. If your research will success, automatically crores of rupees will spend for the next research, that particular research, by the funded research institutions. Means there's many sources for the getting the money for the library services and library resources. How to get, how where to get, where we have access. Already I said that the funding institution, many funding research institutions are ready to bear for money for the research. If research is it will research will success, automatically many of the people will ready to bear the money for the betterment of research, or next research, or many things it will happen. Because the thrust of the research, we can say that nowadays research is one of the main prominent area. Anyone can do the research, and in a demand field it is required, the research. Normal research, generally, see what we really require in the society, that area. If we are going to do the research, new discoveries, new inventions in that area, automatically you may get crores of rupees for funding, crores of money for that, isn't it? The same thing, it will help to the financial help also. It promotes the progress of the society. We can, as we discussed in the earlier, and it helping to the society, social and economical development also you will get by these particular functions of library and information science research. Earlier, any studies were happened in this field, library and information science field. We discussed how the paper was invented. Earlier libraries, we can say that the information we are getting by the clay tablets, so information we get by the thatched roofs, information we got by the rocks, information we got by the various sources we are accessing. The same thing afterwards, what happened when the printing was came into the picture, the information is available in the form of books and journals in that area. Later, it was around 2000 16th century to 2000. It will like that. After 2000 onwards, what happened? The information is available in the with the online information. Definitely, many transformation has been occurred in the field of library information science. Just the same thing, how the transformation has happened. Without research, it is not happened. Something research was done in that area. That's why only the new things, the new subjects, the new area which was happened. Even in the traditional libraries also, we can say that many of the classifications, Dr. S. R. Ranganathan, he provided a colon classification. Melville, he provided the David Decimal class. J.D. Brown subject classification. Cutter's expansive classification. Just like that, uh, various library practices classification, JD subject classification. We can say that cataloging rules by Anthony Panaji, and we can say that library construction, architecture, finding and furniture. See, Berwick Sayers, contribution of classification, seminal contribution by the S.R. Ranganathan. Just like that, many different subject which was appeared earlier in the field of library information systems. How it was happened means by the research only they can appear new subject. Their classification is the only subject. Again, we are developing a classification theory and practice. In that seminal practice, seminal classification, JD Broad subject classification, and Cutter's Cutter's classification. The later many classification, David Decimal classification system, just like that. It was happens how the invented by the authors, invented by the library and information science professionals. New subject was appeared in the field of library information science. Just like not only traditional, even now today also, what happened, earlier we don't have a library, information technology. In that information technology, what happened, nowadays we are learning about the big data, we are learning about the machine learning, we are learning about the blockchain technology, we are learning about the many things which was happened in the area of new biochemistry, biotechnology, we are learning today because it is mandatory for the IT, library information science IT sector. So, see, whatever the new things happened, whatever the new subject are appearing in the society, the same thing which we are appeared, we are adapted for that, and the same thing we are applying of our subject for our subject, and tomorrow we are going to do the service in that area. The same thing. See how it was happened means by the research and development, research only it was happened. That means library and information science research is I know it's a continuously developing process, continuously going process. Of course, some area the method of research is not up to the mark. We can say that only basic fields they are doing. Only it's not innovative research. Research is not going and said many LIS professionals are commenting. But even though they are doing rigorously because since ancient period to till date something it is happening in the field of library science. That's why only new subjects are coming. Earlier there is no bibliometrics. Earlier there is no metrics. Earlier there is no citation. But now it is happens because the scholastic information, how much of the information is generating, how much of the research it is going on. If the information is generating, how many people are using, if that information is validating or not, if the information somebody using or not, if it is using, how many people are using, what is the statistics for that, what is the usage for that, if it is only cited, if it is only references, if it is only using somewhere or citing somewhere, that means everything is counted by the everything is observing by the library information science in this in the whatever information which is information is generating that we are going to access. And there's a period of organized research. In the 1930s, we can say that United States of America, 1960, United States of Kingdom, and late 1950s in India also, there's a research activities can broadly categorized into the way two fields we can say that. The research conducted in library science schools. Library science schools are also, some leading research institutions, some leading research colleges, we can say that library science research colleges are producing PhDs or MPhil, or we can say that in fellowship by the research institutions and by the professional associations. Another one is research carried out by the individual researcher or research teams in library schools. That means the period of organized of the research in two ways here we can say that. The PhD and MPhil degrees and the fellowship degrees which are offering by the library schools, libraries and schools, libraries and colleges, libraries and institutions. Then another one is individual researcher are doing research, or we can say that the team of research or researcher team, they are doing research in the area of library schools, library colleges, we can say that in a documentation center, etc. Any problem? Do you have any idea about the how many institutions are offering library science course in Telangana, and how many institutions are offering PhD course in PhD in library science course in Telangana? ఎవరికైనా ఐడియా ఉందా అండి? మాట్లాడండి.
Sir, no idea. Please tell us, sir.
Sir, usually two institutions are providing library information science PhD. One is Usmania University, another one is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. Because now faculty is not there in the Department of Library Science, Ambedkar University. That's why since last 2 years, they are not offering any PhD courses or MPhil courses from the Department of Library Information Science, Ambedkar University. But from the Usmania University is not offering MPhil course, but Usmania University is offering PhD program. But MPhil course was totally put into the blacklist. Blacklist means they are abolished as per the NEP, National Education Policy. They were abolished in the year of 2020, I think 2019 or 2020. So since 2020 onwards, there is no MPhil course in the field of library information science all over India. So only university is offering PhD in library science from the Usman University. Kakatiya University is also planning to conduct a PhD program. I don't know whether when it will be you know materialized. We don't know. Still, it is going on. The work is going on. The work is under process. We may expect next year or it's a forthcoming year. Definitely, Kakatiya University is also going to organize a PhD programs. Why? Because why I'm telling there are very less universities offering library science course in Telangana. Usually from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, BLIC, MLIC, from Usman University, BLIC, MLIC, an integrated course, and Kakatiya University also the same thing. Now the Telugu University is also running 2 years integrated course. It is purely self-finance course. And why I'm telling, in which subject, how many institutions are running, what is the scope of that library information science course, and is there any opportunities? What is the standard? What is the quality of the that particular area? We have to know. That's why I said, regarding this information, you have to know. Every library and information science students have to know how many institutions are organizing or conducting programs of so and so, how many universities are conducting programs of PhD, and CLIs is also you supposed to know. Then only because you are studying bachelor or master or whatever it may be, that you have an idea. You have an idea. Somebody tomorrow, after completion of your course, somebody will ask you, where did you complete? And I completed from the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University. Do you have any idea about the Kakatiya University, or Kakatiya University is providing any library science course? Could you say once again? Well, we don't know. We can't put our face like, I don't know. We have to know our area, where it is happens. It is mandatory to know, mandatory to say that, our library science field is like that. That you have to tell like that. Yeah, the same thing, 1930s UK, 1960s, 1930 USA, 1960s UK, and 1950s India. This library and information science in the area of the field research was happened. I said, um, library and information science research activities in USA. We can say that here, I want to tell you before start, if you want to do the research, the proper funding is required. General PhD research is different. I know otherwise there is some invention, some uh, discovering new theories, that is different. For any purpose, before going to start the research, proper funding, proper time, proper laboratories are required. Those who are really providing such type of services, definitely they will get good quality of the research from that particular, that we may expect like that. The same way, USA and UK, some institutions are funding for that. You take an example of the Carnegie University of USA. You take example of the Ford. Some institutions are funding for that in the research in the field of library information science. What about India? Is there anyone is providing research for that in the field of library information science? We have to know, isn't it? Uh, the initiative of the Melville Dewey in the degree course in the library and information science from the Columbia University. which was established in the 1891. Another one is the you know establishment of the Graduate Library School at the University of Chicago in the year of 1928. Another is the $1 million. That's what I said. $1 million grant for the Carnegie Corporation. $1 million grant for the libraries and schools from the Carnegie Corporation. From its inception, it's including the provision of PhD programs, and first PhD awarded in the year of 1930, later 1959, later 19, just like that, as on date. As on date means we can say that, now we are, when the book was published for at that time, 129 universities. That before going to write it, the total number means you have to check, proper check. Then only you have to set it is not 129. It's a more than 200 or 300 or 400. We don't know, but we have to check and then only we have to write. 129 dissertations were produced from the USA, out of which 80 were awarded from the uh, University of Chicago during the 1950s. Six other schools, like various library schools, Illinois, Michigan, Columbia, Western Reserve. Some that means various universities or various library schools are providing library information science course either in a PhD, either in a post graduation, either in a PhD or whatever it may be, are running these particular institutions. At present, 27 universities are offering doctoral program in USC. At present, 27 institutions, or we can send 27 universities are offering PhD program in the field of library information science. And later, in the 1960, American Library Association, how the associations are helping for the development of library, development of the research in the means. These particular American Library Association was started a committee on research to look research needs and coordinating their activities in the association, and the Office of Research and Development to advance the theory methods, and library research roundtable contribute towards the extension of the improvement of the research. Actually, what the association is supposed to do is those who are doing research, those who are inventing the new things, the research institutions, the research, the associations are supposed to encourage the researcher to provide the funding, or otherwise they will show the source out. You will get the funding resources from the various institutions. Are they supposed to put a awards or scholarships for the young scientists, young researchers, just like that? The association should encourage the researcher, encourage the research community for the development of the research in the field of library information sciences. In the same way, the National Science Foundation provides extensive grants, just like Carnegie University. The same thing, National Science Foundation provides an extensive grants for the basic and applied research information science. And another one is 1980s, LIS Research USA has attained the top position in the survey carried out by the organization with the funds. See, just imagine 1930, 1891 it was started. In the year of 1980s, it was the top position in the field of library information science. How many institutions are providing funding for the development of the research? Carnegie University and the National Science National Science Foundation, and many institutions or many organizations, or even ALA are also supporting for the development, or we can say that doing the research. Those who are doing the research, they are providing funding, they are providing moral support, they are providing various areas of support from these particular institutions and associations. Automatically, what it's happened, several levels of the it includes, by the these research. These institutions are helping to the individual researcher, team of the researcher, and the library schools are the part of doctoral programs by the professional associations, by the foundations. by the federal and state governments and research organizations. These research institutions, we can say that the country's research contribution to the world in world and the world library and information science is highly significant. Just the same thing, whether which is happened in India, whether which is happened in the other countries. No, it is not possible because we are doing the research, but it is not like an high significant manner. I'm not discouraging the researchers of India. I'm not discouraging the research system in India. But thing is, what about the research which is happened in the field of library science? Is it really useful to the society? Is it really applicable method of the research in the present day society? No, it's not like that. It's not going on like that because there are many lacunas are there in the field of the research. Many lacks. The government is not providing proper funding for the researcher, and they are not giving proper time. They are not giving proper guide and supervision. They are not providing a laboratory. They are not providing minimum basic facility for the researcher. How he is going to find the new things, how he is going to find the new discoveries, how he is going to new things, and how the government, the society is expecting from the quality of the research. If we will provide the basic things, then only we can expect the quality of the research, which is not happening in India. Not only in some Asian, majority of the Asian countries, it is not going on. Why we are not spending the money? Why we are not providing the basic facilities? Why the human resources are not like that? So that we have to think over that, and where we are, our lacuna it is there. We have to fulfill our lacuna, and we have to highly significant in the area of research and development in the field of library information science. What about the alliance research in UK? How it was happens means the same thing we can say that what we said that how the library and information American Library Association, how they help, the same thing here also. The library associations, federation fellowship to the library associations and library associations, and the classification of research group, we can say that classification research group formed in the year of 1952. The members of DJ Foskett, BC Vickery, J.L. Faraday, whose contribution played a key role in the influence of the research program. Just you observe or not, these three persons are the topmost persons in the field of library science. These three persons are the member of the classification research group. They are helping to the researcher. They are funding to the researcher from this particular platform, and who produced satisfactory thesis and approved by the subject in that area in the final year, or we can say that PhD. They are providing proper funding from this particular platform, either library classification, either library cataloging, and anything or whatever it may be. It's a, if you are going to provide a landmarkable work and a great work, definitely this classification research will group will help to the researcher in UK. ASLIB also is a promoting mm, in the research in the field of library information science since 1950. ASLIB Carnival project, I said, then outstanding research work for the major experiments or evaluation or testing effort are popularized as a ASLIB cornfield studies. These were carried out by the Cyril Cleverdon and Cornfield 1, and another one is Cornfield 2. The intention of this particular thing is, 1958 post coordinating indexing system was compared, or we can say that with more traditional indexing languages with 18,000 documents, 200 research topics. Just like that, various subfields are producing, whether the produced data or quality it is there or not. Only we are providing quantity data. Each and everything this particular ASLIB Carnefield project, and we can say that ASLIB institutions, classification research groups are helping to the library information science research. And other one we can say that Office of the Scientific and Technical Information, 1965. The major function of the OSTI is research and development is an important area of the activity. Those who are doing research and development, these particular institution, this particular platform is providing the information, supporting to the researcher, and also the British Library Research and Development (BLRD) are also helping to the research projects for funding and supporting to the researchers. Meanwhile, the institutions like I said library associations, Library Association UK of LA and ASLIP, BLRD, etc. These wide range of research projects covering to the different fields in the field of library science in the UK. They studies on user studies, or we can say library information management, or library classification, library cataloging, library management, indexing and abstracting. And in many areas they worked a lot, rigorously, tremendous work done in the field of that particular area. The research and library also carried out the schools library information science in several universities and polytechnics. The University College of London 1919, they started a first school in the field of library and information science, that we can say that librarianship. And PhD degree was also started in the year of 1960s. Uh, the same thing, how these particular institutions are, University of Sheffield 1963, how the PhD, how the MPhil are doing, what is the area will be, required area or general degree, general, area they are doing the PhD. And that's what they said. And whatever the data required is, we can say that on demand based they are working. On demand based they did the research, isn't it? The same thing present, where we are doing research and which area really require the research. Is there any lacuna for the research? We have to think over that. Now today we are a vast expansion of the library collection, the number of users and the number of librarians and information scientists. That area you may concentrate for the particular research, and also need provide specialized services to the users, like just like that current awareness services, SGA services, and or we can say that ask a librarian, just like like the latest area you have to concentrate on that. And large financial support from the various agencies, national, international organizations, how the government fundings are sufficient for the research and development. If it is not sufficient, what are the suggestions you are going to give? If it is not required, if it is not, the time is not sufficient, on what method you are going to do, how many days you require for that, what suggestions you are going to make for the betterment of the research or quality of the research for the society, for the benefit of the society, we can say that. An active role played by the library association profession, or we can say that development of research activities in the library schools, libraries, information centers, just like the role of library information science professionals, how they are doing, library information centers in the field of library information science, how they are doing the research, all we discussed as and now. The institutional support, how it is really required, whether the institutions are supporting to the research and development or not. The famous research institutions, we can say that International Federation of Library Associations, or FID, or UNESCO, how and we can say that International Atomic Energy, IAE, or we can say that UAE, also we can say that how these institutions are helping to the research or not. We can say that in a IFLA, International Federation of Library Association, or strive for the promotion of LIS research, These IFLA programs, we can say that UAP, universal availability of the program, universal bibliographical control, or international mark program, or we can say that PAC, preservation and conservation, a universal data flow, UDT, universal data flow and telecommunication, just like now ALP, advancement of librarianship, just like these all are organs of these particular institutions. These organs was developed by the research and development only. Especially we can say that universal bibliographical control, how much of the data, how much of the universally, how much of the data is producing, how you are going to controlling by the various application tools we are applying for that. The UBC will say that universal availability of the publication all over the world, how much of the data is publication in the as and date, how we are going to segregate, how we are going to this particular data is required, how we are going to measure, how we are going to metrics it. So this each and every organ is going to help the research institutions, or it is guiding to the librarians or IFLA journals. And after what it is happened, after completion of our work, how many people will know means by the publication of your research, by the publication of your work, by the journals, by the articles, by the periodicals, by the newspapers, by the various social media methods. And at that time, IFLA General, IATUL Quarterly, IFLA Directory, and a worldwide guide to the libraries, archives information science association, just like that various journals, various periodicals, various newsletters, various quarterlies are produced the library information science research work. Even you are believe or not, how many people are observing universities news are, I don't know, because last 2-3 pages they will provide all over the India, how many universities this week produce their PhD with a guide, with university, with name, with the topic, they will give. ఎవరైనా యూనివర్సిటీ న్యూస్ చూస్తున్నారండి? యూనివర్సిటీ న్యూస్ చూసారండి ఎవరైనా? యూనివర్సిటీ న్యూస్ అనేటువంటి ఒక మ్యాగజైన్ వస్తా ఉంది. హౌ మెనీ పీపుల్ నోస్? ఎవరికైనా ఐడియా ఉందా లేదా చెప్పండి. మాట్లాడండి.
లేదు సార్.
యూనివర్సిటీ న్యూస్ అనేటువంటి ఒక పత్రిక అసోసియేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియన్ యూనివర్సిటీ ఏయు నుంచి వస్తుంది. ఇట్స్ వీక్లీ మ్యాగజైన్. వారానికి ఒకసారి వస్తుంది. ఇది ఇంగ్లీష్ లోనే వస్తుంది. చాలా బాగా ఉంటుంది, వీలైతే చదవండి. దాని వెనకాల ఒక 2-3 పేజెస్ ఇండియాలో ఈ వారం సబ్మిట్ చేసినటువంటి థీసిస్ల యొక్క వివరాలు, అందులో ప్రతి డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వైజ్, సబ్జెక్ట్ వైజ్, టైటిల్ వైజ్, ఆథర్ వైజ్ రాస్తారు. చదవండి, అది చూడండి ఎప్పుడైనా మీకు వీలుంటే. హౌ దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు ప్రొడ్యూస్ అనేది మీకు ఒక ఐడియా ఉంటుంది. అనదర్ వన్ ఇస్ వీ కెన్ సే దట్ FID. These FIDCR, we can say that classification research group, we can say that FID means International Federation of, just like that these universal decimal classification is example of the research program. Actually UDC, how many people you know, I don't know actually. This UDC is produced by the FID people only, that you have an idea. The FID classification CR organizes conferences regularly. In these conferences, what happened, various discussions, various research works in the classification, various research work which is produced in the FID bulletin, FID news bulletin. It is a international wide standard of bulletin for the research work. And FID also developed FID ISO RID program, the International Information System on Research in Documentation, which research reports research projects that completed and ongoing throughout the world. It will give the status of the research in the field of library and information science all over the world. The FID, ISO, RID, and come to the UNESCO. The UNESCO has been, I said, IFLA, IFLA, we can say that UBC, UAP, and PAC, just like that, UNICEF also is having a, PGA program, General Information Program, as a part of the UNICEF. It is helping to the advancement of library and information science in the field. They announced, they we can say that invented CDS ISIS. It's a PGA program. Um, we can say that a computer documentation system integrated set of information service, CDS ISS. It's a package, software package, isn't it? It plays an important role project, for the third world countries. Third world countries mean those who are economically not fit for that. Those who are developing countries, we can say that third world countries. This is helping for the third world countries. PGA United newsletter is producing the research data or producing the research article of library information science area. Professional bodies, American Library Associations, we can say that special library associations are playing an important role in the field of LIS research. I said, various divisions, various, steering committees, library steering committees, research committees are uh, mm, also there in that particular professional groups. I said, many of the associations, many of the research institutions are producing in the way of journals of their research articles. The same thing, Journal of American Society for Information Science, we can say ZASIS. ZASIS published the current research programs, special libraries, and ZASIS, and many journals are producing the research papers in the field of library and information science in USA. UK, we can say that Library Association, 23 special interest groups, SIG also is supporting for the professional advancement, professional development. We can say that Library Association record carriers current research information. ASLIP Carnefield studies have already been discussed, and Mark, Library of Congress, and just like that, whatever the new areas which is appeared, which was invented, the same thing are going to publish their particular articles, recognized articles in the field of library information science. Then only many people knows, because today only thing is the medium is your work is done, your work was completed, means how we are to know the work which is which is going to publish either a newspaper, either a journal, either a periodical, either a and various social media we are going to publish, then only we knows, because you are doing the research wonderful, you did the research wonderful. After completion of the research, keep it with you. What is the use? The research is for the society, the research is for the trusty people, the research is for the demand outside of the area. So it is mandatory to know after completion of your research, isn't it, for that area, how the professional bodies are helping, how the research institutions are helping, how the nations are helping, which institutions are funding for that, which institutions are giving priority for that, what are the committees, what are the journals, what are the periodicals are there in the USA, UK. We read it. And universities, we said that it is not accurate data. Some USA about 27 universities PhD programs, UK 13 universities, India 38 universities are offering the PhD program. But we have to check it, because whether how many universities are offering PhD program, this year data it may correct. Next year they may increase or decrease. We don't know. We can't say exactly this particular data is correct. So 1930s and 1950s research program were essentially in the area of descriptive area, historical studies, user studies, history of the books, printing, And a generalized way which was happened, we can say that traditional research which was happened in the area of 1930 to 50, and later even the research subject areas also expanded. We can say that personal administration, management of information sources, technical services, pattern of different types of communication media, opinion existing facilities, examine the requirement, classification, cataloging, and subject indexing. And that means expanding the area of the research. uh, Earlier research is different, and then today research is different, because you know no, earlier research, which was happened only traditional way. Now it is not like that. Now we are concentrating on the information technology, new tools we are applying for the field of libraries, new techniques we are applying for the uh, new methods, and how we are going to reach to the users with the application of the various tools. The same thing, the research and development, how the association bodies, nations, we said funding, publication, and associations support, and all those things is required for the development of the research. Even universities, educational institutions, library schools, how the Colombian universities, and various research institutions. Now today, our research trust area, we can say that, or we can say that current trends in LIS research. See, IT area we supposed to do. Education for the library research we have to do. Bibliometrical studies, machine learning, blockchain technology. So various ways today is required for the various area research is required. One particular country, we can say that still we are doing classification, we are doing we feel that many times when we are going to observe for the evaluation of the researcher, we can find many times traditional research it is going on. We are very sorry to say that where the countries, where our society is going, for that area we are moving or not, because the total society is moving for the information technology. And now we are in the digital area, we are in the virtual area, but still we are doing the traditional research. It is really useful for the present day society? Not like that. See, we are also on par with the other countries, on par with the developed countries, on par with the developed countries university libraries, university library system, university library services, how they are going to provide the service to their users, uh, and how their PhD programs, their curricula, their programs style, their research style, we supposed to observe it. If it is really advanced, we have to adapt it. But we are not doing like that. Even the curricula, even the new techniques, even the new area, we are not at all concentrating on that. See, of course, there are various lacuna also, it is there. Proper funding is required. Just I said, proper supervisors are required, proper funding is required, proper, laboratories is required, proper uh, facilities is required. There is no proper specific library science schools also, it is not available in the India. Just like that, many lacunas also it is there, but still there is a chance to produce the quality of the research, isn't there? Is there still there is a chance to produce the quality of the research, but that is depend on the researcher. So this is today our class. You have any doubt? You have any queries? You may pose the question.
Sir, FID means what, sir?
It's an institution. We can say that international institution, amma. International Federation of Documentation అనేటువంటి సంస్థ ఉంది. ఇది 1895 లో స్టార్ట్ చేయడం జరిగింది. దాని తర్వాత 1905 అని చెప్పేసి ఇంకా వేరియస్ టూ పీపుల్, బెల్జియం పీపుల్, పాల్ అట్లెట్ అండ్ హెన్రీ లా ఫౌంట్ అనేటువంటి టూ ఫేమస్ లాయర్స్, దే హెల్ప్ a lot for the development of this institution. simultaneously I said that these particular institutions, these people only invented or they started universal decimal classification.
ఓకే సార్. సార్ ఒక చిన్న డౌట్ సార్.
పెద్దదే అడగండి, ఇబ్బంది ఏం లేదు.
అసైన్మెంట్స్ పాస్ అయిపోతే నేను ఓల్డ్ బ్యాచ్ కానీ అసైన్మెంట్ పాస్ అయిపోయి థియరీ రాయలేదు, ఇప్పుడు రాస్తున్నాను, మళ్ళీ అసైన్మెంట్ సబ్మిట్ చేయాలా సార్ పాస్ అయిపోతే?
అది అమ్మా అది అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ విషయం, అది రాజాగౌడ్ గారు కానీ కిరణ్ కుమార్ గారు కానీ అడగండి అమ్మా, అది మాకు ఐడియా ఉండదు. జస్ట్ వీఆర్ ఓన్లీ టేకింగ్ ద క్లాసెస్.
ఓకే ఓకే.
ఇంకా అడగండి, ఎవరైనా క్వశ్చన్ అడగండి. యూ మే పోజ్ ద క్వశ్చన్.
సార్ ఇది పిహెచ్డి, ఎంఫిల్, జేఆర్ఎఫ్ ఇవన్నీ అంటే ఒకటేనా సార్? ఈ డిఫరెన్సెస్ ఏమన్నా?
కాదు కాదు అమ్మ, పిహెచ్డి వేరు, ఎంఫిల్ వేరు, జేఆర్ఎఫ్ వేరు. జేఆర్ఎఫ్ అంటే జేఆర్ఎఫ్ ఆర్ నెట్, వీ కెన్ సే దట్. సోషల్ సైన్సెస్, ఆర్ట్స్ వీ కెన్ సే దట్ నెట్ రాయడము, సైన్సెస్ వాళ్ళు సిఎస్ఐఆర్ రాయడం అని అంటారు.
ఓకే
దీంట్లో మీకు నేషనల్ వైడ్ ఎంట్రన్స్ ఎగ్జామ్ పెట్టినప్పుడు సిఎస్ఐఆర్ లో కానీ యూనివర్సిటీ ఈ యూజీసీ నెట్ లో కానీ దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ స్పెసిఫిక్ కట్ ఆఫ్ మార్క్స్ విల్ బి దేర్. ఆ కట్ ఆఫ్ మార్క్స్ వరకు వచ్చినటువంటి వాళ్ళకు నేషనల్ ఎలిజిబిలిటీ టెస్ట్ అంటే అసిస్టెంట్ ప్రొఫెసర్ కు మీరు ఎలిజిబిలిటీ అని చెప్పి సర్టిఫికేట్ ఇస్తారు. రేపు అసిస్టెంట్ ప్రొఫెసర్ టీచ్ చేసేందుకు ఎలిజిబిలిటీ అని ఇస్తాడు. కానీ బియాండ్ దట్ చాలా క్వాలిటీ మార్క్స్ వచ్చినాయి అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారు, సిఎస్ఐఆర్ ఫెలోషిప్, జేఆర్ఎఫ్ జూనియర్ రీసెర్చ్ ఫెలోషిప్ అని ఇస్తారు. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు జాయిన్ ఏ పిహెచ్డి ప్రోగ్రామ్, 2 years they will give you junior research fellowship per annum 30,000 40,000 ఉంది. సిఎస్ఆర్ లో కూడా అంతే, పర్ యానం పర్ మంత్ 30,000 40,000 ఉంటుంది. 2 ఏళ్ల తర్వాత దాన్ని సీనియర్ రీసెర్చ్ ఫెలోషిప్, 2 ఏళ్ళు 3 ఏళ్ల తర్వాత సీనియర్ రీసెర్చ్ ఫెలోషిప్ మారుస్తారు. అప్పుడు 60,000 70,000 రావడం జరుగుతుంది. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ ఎంట్రన్స్, ఆల్ దోస్ థింగ్స్. బట్ పిహెచ్డి ఇట్స్ ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్ రీసెర్చ్. ఇది 3 నుంచి 5 ఏళ్ల మధ్యన కాలం ఉంటుంది. దానికి ఒక సూపర్వైజర్ని ఇస్తారు, ఒక థీసిస్ రాయాలి, మీరు ఒక ఏరియా మీద వర్క్ చేయాలి, దానికి ఎంట్రన్స్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ ఉంటుంది, 3 సార్లు దాని ప్రజెంటేషన్స్ ఉంటాయి. మీ పిహెచ్డి డిజైన్, పిహెచ్డి ప్రోగ్రెస్, పిహెచ్డి ప్రీ సబ్మిషన్, పిహెచ్డి సబ్మిషన్, వైవా హౌస్ అంటారు దాని లాస్ట్ కు. ఇదంతా ప్రాసెస్. ఎంఫిల్ ఏమో 1.5 కాలం పాటు జరుగుతుంది. అది డిజర్టేషన్ సబ్మిట్ చేస్తారు. ఈ డిజర్టేషన్ సబ్మిట్ చేస్తే కాకపోతే అంటే పిహెచ్డి కంటే కొంచెం తక్కువగా ఉంటుంది ఇది. ఇప్పుడు పిహెచ్డి ప్రోగ్రామ్ నడవట్లేదు. ఎంఫిల్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ని డిజర్టేషన్ అంటే, పిహెచ్డి ప్రోగ్రామ్ ని థీసిస్ అని చెప్తారు.
ఓకే ఓకే.
ఇంకా ఎనీథింగ్ ఎల్స్? రేపు ఒక్కరోజు ఉన్నట్టుంది పాఠం.
నెట్ క్వాలిఫై అయితే పిహెచ్డి ఎంట్రన్స్ రాయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదా సార్?
రాయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదండి. బట్ అక్కడ వేకెన్సీ ఉండాలి, వేకెన్సీ ఉండాలి. ఐ సెడ్ దట్ ద సేమ్ థింగ్. మ్యాన్ పవర్ సూపర్వైజర్, దేర్ ఆర్ ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ మ్యాన్ పవర్స్ ఆర్ అంటే టీచింగ్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ సూపర్వైజర్స్. అది ఇప్పుడు నేను మీకు చెప్పింది అర్థం కావట్లేదు. ఇంత పెద్ద తెలంగాణ స్టేట్ లో ఒక యూనివర్సిటీ పిహెచ్డి ప్రోగ్రామ్ కండక్ట్ చేస్తే ఎట్లా అండి? చాలా ఇబ్బంది కదా. ఇంతమంది పిల్లలు ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తా ఉంటారు ఎంఎల్ఐస్ వాళ్ళని, ఇంతమంది నెట్ క్వాలిఫై అవుతారు, జేఆర్ఎఫ్ క్వాలిఫై అవుతా ఉంటారు. ఎన్ని యూనివర్సిటీలు ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేయాలి? కనీసం ఒక 4-5 యూనివర్సిటీలు ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేయాలి పిహెచ్డి ప్రోగ్రామ్స్. ఒక్క యూనివర్సిటీ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసుకుంటూ 3 సీట్లు 4 సీట్లు పెడితే ఈ పిల్లలందరూ ఎక్కడికి పోవాలి? ఇట్లాంటి ల్యాక్ అనేది ఉండింది, ఇట్లా ఉండొద్దు అని చెప్పేసి వీఆర్ సజెస్టింగ్.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఓకే, షల్ వి వైండ్ అప్? క్లోజ్ చేస్తున్నా అండి.
సార్ టుమారో ఉందా సార్ మళ్ళీ క్లాసు?
ఉండిందమ్మా, లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ ఉంది రేపు. రేపు లాస్ట్ చప్పట్లు కొట్టాలి. ఓకే అమ్మా, ఓకే.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
అర్థమైందా అమ్మా? అర్థమవుతుందా నేనేమో చెప్పేది? ఏదో మీరు వినుకుంటా వద్దులు.
సార్